Hey guys, Sean, Leslie Liver Dummies. I wanted to do a comparison video of the FSR bolt versus the standard Tipx bolt. It's something that I've actually never done, and I've always spoke that the Tipx standard bolt is more efficient. Now, this is solely based on the fact that this is a Tipx bolt, standard bolt. It has an O-ring seal on the bolt, and this is an FSR bolt, which does not. It just has more of a cone shape, which is designed to kind of get in the skirt of an FSR. So today, gonna do a quick comparison. I'm gonna swap the bolts, and we're gonna see definitively if the FSR bolt is worth its weight. Personally, I think not. The only thing you need from an FSR or from a long range kit is the D-block, and even with the D-block, I've been experiencing more problems. Mind you, power is turned up. I've experienced more problems with this factory type D-block as opposed to the aftermarket D-block that I had previously run. So let's get going. I'm just gonna shoot round ball, Joule V2, 8 grams, and this is a 684 Lapco barrel, 5 7/8. I've cut it down to. $296. $284. $270. $262. $246. $232. $224. Would you look at that, guys? It wasn't going to be a fair comparison. I actually had already lost the O-ring on the end of this bolt. And I attribute that to having too many jams. But I'm gonna put on the FSR bolt anyways, and we will see if it does any better than a bolt with no O-ring. So I'm gonna have to replace that. It's a bummer. It doesn't really complete the task that I wanted to do. But I'll push forward anyways, and maybe there is something to be had with this bolt that I have not foreseen. Alrighty, so a couple of things. I just nipped the lanyard piece off here, and I'll finish the ends. Again, none of this stuff cutting is finished yet. It's kind of working towards a larger, smaller goal, but FSR bolt is on. The only thing I'm going to do different is because this block has provisions for 2 detents, factory detent is installed on the back side and goes down into your clamshell like this. But I'm gonna try and just use it on this side. It should save some fumbling trying to get this kind of bolt spring and stuff back together. So let's just throw this thing back in there. I got everything in place here before I squeeze it together, and you can see how much easier it is just to drop the detent in that side. So I don't think it's going to make any difference in firing the marker, but we shall see. Definitely way easier to put back together. And in case you guys noticed, I also noticed, I purposefully left that little window out there. They tend to get lost anyways. They really don't serve any purpose for anything but more like a dust cover. All right, let's see what, if anything, the FSR bolt will do. All right, guys. So I've cut off the lanyard, and it's funny how it's such a small thing. I did lightly sand it. Obviously, again, not finished, but it's really amazing how just small little changes like that really do make a difference, at least in my eyes. So as you saw, my Tipx bolt had lost its O-ring seal. So this test with the FSR bolt installed, not sure it's gonna prove anything, if at all. Real bummer after I went through this, but them the breaks. So I am using the same jewels that I fired in the first test. What else can I tell you? Fresh CO2. And I did manage to squeak a beaver tail grip on there. It doesn't quite line up here. I'm gonna try and cut this grip sleeve a little bit. See if I can't make it fit better. Let's see what it does. 296, I think, was the best one there on my hot shot. $318. 300. Remember, these are CO2 tests, so can I say for certain it's the bolt? Maybe I'm wrong.
Now I really have to put the O-ring back in that and test that. I think, okay guys, okay. I did test, I mean, I had some previous TIPX videos with this bolt, and I'm assuming the O-ring was still intact, and it was shooting I think I got a 322 on an 8 gram joule. So again, CO2 isn't the best to do back-to-back comparisons because it can vary greatly. But the FSR bolt apparently really didn't make any difference if you're comparing it to my earlier videos. And you can argue a couple FPS lower, whatever, but again, CO2. 244. 230. 216. Well, for the purposes of what I'm doing, I'm just gonna leave it in till I see fit. All right, so I do have some AHP 68s here. I did move the detent to the other side. I'm just curious if it's gonna bear any effect on the flips I was having. Already a jam. So, flipping the D10 to the other side had no bearing whatsoever on my flip problem. So, back to the block again. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching.